When you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.
Alright you guys, so I don't do reaction videos very often, but this is probably my third reaction video since I've been doing YouTube. And I decided to do one on The Little Mermaid. The reason why is because since I was a little girl, Little Mermaid was my favorite movie. So a backstory on The Little Mermaid is that me and my best friend at the time, she was probably 9 and I was 12. We both heard seen the previews for The Little Mermaid on TV, and we were so excited. We could not wait for that movie to come out. And me and her could swim like fish. I mean, we were in the pool all the time swimming. She liked the idea and the thought of mermaids and dolphins, and so I got a dolphin shirt on tonight. Anyway, so we were always playing in the pool, and she wanted to pretend play. I was getting out of that stage where I didn't want to. But we'd always pretend we were either mermaids or dolphins because that would make her happy. So I'd do it with her. And so we found out about the movie, The Little Mermaid, coming out. And she and I were so excited. We couldn't wait for it. We were begging both of our parents. She was begging her parents. I was begging my parents that we wanted to go see The Little Mermaid so bad that when it came out, then please, please, please take us to the movie theater to see The Little Mermaid. It came out the day that it came out. We forgot what the date was that it came out, but our parents remembered. And so my mom, at the time, I'm giving away my age, we were going to Venture to go shopping. And anyway, we went in, pulled into the drive, because at the time there was a movie theater hooked onto that strip mall. It's kind of sad that strip mall is anymore. But anyway, nothing there really. Anyway, the movie theater was right there, and so as soon as mom pulled into the parking lot, me and Rachel would always sit in the back seat together so we could mess around and stuff. And then we looked and we started screaming because we could see the sign on the billboard. We're like, Mom, it's out, The Little Mermaid's out, The Little Mermaid's out. Can we please not go shopping in Butcher? Can we go see if we can go watch the movie instead? Please, 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 please. We started begging her, and my mom just could not stop laughing because guess where she was taking us? To see The Little Mermaid. She just didn't want us to know. Basically, I ended up getting the Little Mermaid on VHS. My dad knew how to record movies that we rented from like Blockbuster and stuff using his camcorder. So we had him a lot of movies recorded on VHS, ones that he thought would be a favorite, and he felt like that was my favorite movie, so he got it, rented it when it came out on VHS, recorded it for me so I could watch it as much as I wanted to. And Rachel, my friend, liked it more than me. So she spent pretty much Friday, Saturday, and Sunday nights with me. So when there was school was in Friday night, she'd come to the house, she'd sleep over with me. Saturday night, she'd sleep over with me. She was pretty much at my house the whole weekend, and we'd watch The Little Mermaid at least 2 to 3 times each day. So once on Friday, at least 2 to 3 times Saturday, and we had to watch it at least once or twice on Sunday before she went home. So I got to know The Little Mermaid by heart. So that is why I call myself the Little Mermaid expert, because I know it by heart. I know every word by heart, every scene by heart. I drove my husband nuts today when we were watching it because he's never seen it. It was his first time watching it. And so we were watching the remake, and I was like, okay, don't worry, because da-da-da is getting ready to happen right after. And lo and behold, it did. So anyway, so if you like this video, please like, share, comment, and subscribe if you're a first-time viewer. Check out my social media accounts that'll be in the description. The only two that are not is my TikTok and my Discord, which is Dixie Cuddles Fitness. And from now on, I will have all of my links to my social media accounts on there. So let's go. Let's watch The Little Mermaid together, and I will tell you if I think they did a good enough job, in my opinion, with knowing the old version, animated version, completely by heart. Okay, so I love the way they begin the movie, And I love the actress that they picked for the movie as well. I think both of them are equally matched in their singing abilities. The one in the animated version from when I was a child to the one that they just redid that came out May 22nd. By the way, if you did not know, I'll probably try to mention this again somewhere else. It is now officially, as of September 6th, on Disney Plus. So if you have not gotten to see the newest Little Mermaid version of the Little Mermaid in theaters, you now can go see it officially at the movie theater, at your own home, in your own living room on Disney Plus. So if you have Disney Plus, make sure you go look it up and you watch it. I also like how, the fact that I watched The Little Mermaid from when I was little, and then I'm thinking about it when I'm watching it back. And there was controversy about the actress that they picked. Why was there controversy about the actress they picked? Because I guess they thought her skin should have been lighter. I don't know. But Ariel in the animation, wasn't her skin nice and tan? If you're out in the sun 24 hours a day, or you do construction work, wouldn't you play in the water all day for a living, whatever it may be, you're going to have pretty tan skin. So I think they did perfect in who they picked. I disagree solely and wholly with anyone who did not like the actress that they picked. I think they did a beautiful job with this movie, and I'm really hoping that all of you will take the time to watch it. Okay, so this part right here, I had to pause it and show you this part. It's really good, right? Because we've all been there. As parents, as teenagers, we've been there. Where you're not happy with your culture, you're raised in a certain culture, you're raised in a certain religion, you're raised with a certain lifestyle, but you're curious about other things and you want to know more. It's natural for teenagers, and fortunately for adults, sometimes it's natural for us. We always feel unsatisfied, unfulfilled, and we want more, right, to life. So I think in this part of the movie that all of us can relate to it. And poor Sebastian, bless his heart, he's trying his hardest to make Ariel realize how blessed she is and how much she has in where she lives, her culture, living under the water. But she wants more because she wants to be up with the humans. And he's trying to convince her that no, you don't. Look at all the wonderful things you have around you down here. Why would you want to go somewhere else? Sometimes you have to learn the hard way, and that's what parents need to realize with their teenagers, young adults. Even as adults, sometimes we have to learn things the hard way. Maybe we didn't learn it in younger life, so we have to learn it in older life. It's just normal. But anyway, I do feel sorry for Sebastian. But on another note, I think the singer of Sebastian in the animated version did better than the singer in the newer movie. But I also think that they did an amazing job with the crab. The crab looks like a crab that you would run across on walking on the beach in Florida. So great job on that. I just wanted to say the part where she saved him. It's really cute. And if you watch the movie, the new movie of it, she watches as all of her crewmen and everyone gets safely on the boats, but she's watching closely and hiding behind the scenes. I guess you could call Ariel a little stalker because she was hiding but watching. So she knew she was there watching him, but he had no idea that there was somebody watching him. And so anyway, he stayed on that ship because just like all of us humans, we have our favorite pet, and our pets are like family. So we're not going to leave them behind if there's a fire, right? So he was determined. He wasn't getting off of that ship until his dog was safely off of that ship. He threw the dog in the water. The crewmen started screaming for him. The dog was struggling to stay above the water because it's the ocean and the waves hitting him. So Ariel goes under the water, sneaks underneath the dog, pushes the dog up, and gently helps him get to the ship and get to the boat, and the guys were able to lift him into the boat. They didn't even know that she was there under the water helping that dog get in there. She goes back. All of a sudden, you see Eric falling off, heading to the bottom of the ocean, where you seen her picking him up. And my husband started going, uh-oh, he's not going to make it. He's sinking. I said, don't worry. I said, pay attention to Ariel and all the boards and stuff that shipwreck. I said, you can see her frantically searching for him. She knows he fell off of that boat. She's just trying to find him. And of course, she finds him in time. So now let's watch Ariel turn into a human. To make sure you guys know that I had to reload this again and re-edit this video, basically because Disney blocked my video in every single country around the world. They blocked me. They are selfish and they won't allow anyone to do a reaction video on it or a review on it. I get it because of all the controversy that has happened with the video, but you would think that Disney, especially with it finally being released to where you can now buy it in the stores, would welcome these reviews and letting people share the clips and the comparisons, because it would get more people curious and that has not seen the new Little Mermaid and probably want to buy it. So the only thing about Sebastian and his singing, I think I mentioned before that I didn't feel he was as strong a singer as the original Sebastian, whoever the Spanish singer sang for Sebastian in the original. This guy was not as strong. But the more that I think about it, I think part of it was not his fault. His voice was not showcased well, because if you also notice when he speaks, there is a really bad echo in the background, probably because they were trying to make him sound more like he was underwater. So I think that ruined his voice, and I don't think it was his fault that his voice wasn't showcased as well as it should have been, number one. And the other thing that I missed about the video, the old original, is the comedic parts. Like when Ariel was showing the stuff to the seagull, wanting to know what it was named, what its use was, and he did some funny things with calling the names of it, and then he was taking the thingamabobber and he's putting his hair in like this, and he had a really funny looking do that went woof everywhere. And then the part when she finally had her legs and the seagull was having a hard time figuring out what was different about her, and how he actually stood on her leg and she kind of bounced him up and down. They didn't do that part. They didn't draw that part out and make it more comedic. And also Sebastian, when he was protecting Ariel while she was under the spell and looking after her while she was in the castle, he went to go hide in the kitchen. Bad idea, because the chef seen him and tried to put him in a boiling pot of water to cook him for dinner. And so he was having to run and hide from the chef. And so he didn't get cooked for dinner, as well as he was in the middle of trying not to throw up because he was seeing a lot of other fish being cooked, and which was disgusting to him because those were some of his friends probably. And then at the end, at the wedding, Sebastian was sitting on the top of the cake, admiring the bride and the groom. And again, the chef found him and went after him with a butcher knife and sliced the cake in half, the wedding cake in half, trying to catch Sebastian, which Sebastian ran to the sails on the boat. On the boat, he went and broke one of the ropes to the sails, which flat out hit the head chef in the face and broke out all his teeth. And he was like celebrating because, yeah, I'm the man, basically. So the comedic parts, I was kind of disappointed was taken out. I didn't like that. But what I did like is after the final battle, they changed it. In the original, in Ariel, I was kind of boring. She's sitting on the rock. The father turns her fin back into legs because he realizes how much in love she is with Eric, and he wants his daughter to be happy. So he makes her a human so she can be with him. The bad thing about it is that it ended too quick. She just runs onto the beach and they dance and they kiss and boom, there goes the then the wedding. With the new one, they drawed it out I mean, there was parts of this movie that actually really got to your emotions, and I really like that. They made it realistic, and that part was a tearjerker because after you didn't see Eric on the beach. She was looking at the castle, hoping to get a sneak peek of him when he turned her back into a human in the new movie. And you don't see Ariel for a little bit. What you see is a little clip showcase of Eric in the courtyard of the palace, and he is basically depressed, trying not to cry because his mom reminded him that they are from two different worlds and they shouldn't be together and they will never be able to be together, so he just needs to forget about her and move on. I mean, when you watch the movie, that was his soulmate. They had so much in common. The few days they were together, he realized how much they shared in common. She had a strong love for wanting to explore different worlds, wanting to learn more about different lands. He wanted to learn more about the sea. He wanted to learn about and explore different lands. He was a huge collector. You've seen his room, and it looked just like her room, her secret hidden room that was down under the ocean. His looked exactly like hers, with all these little trinkets and things that he's collected from all of his explorations. So they were so much alike. And so for his mom to tell him that they would never be able to be together because they were from two different worlds, he finally found his soulmate. And then he was trying to figure out how to be with her forever. And then there she appeared. So there you go. There you go. So now you know how I feel about the new Little Mermaid. Honestly, it's really hard for me to say which one I like better, but I have to admit that I think that the remade version is definitely better. And the reason why, like I said at one point when I was doing the reaction part to the little clips, it seems more realistic. You can really put yourself in her shoes. You can feel how Ariel felt because it was more realistic. Who hasn't wanted to explore or had curiosity, wanted to learn more about something, whether it's a different culture, whatever it may be. And, you know, she was in that predicament where she was determined she was going to do it, whether anybody liked it or not. So, and I like, you didn't get to see that part, but at the ending is a tearjerker. I'll warn you, I did really good. But I was definitely crying at the end. The way they did it was beautifully done because after the final fight where Eric helps Ariel kill the witch and frees her father and saves him and all of the other mer people, plus making the underwater kingdom the way it was originally supposed to be again. He's sitting there at the castle extremely depressed and heartbroken because his mother reminded him that their worlds were never meant to be together, that they were two different worlds and their worlds were not intended to ever be together, that it will never happen, and that, you know, he has to learn to basically go on with his life. And then she shows up. And then his mother gives in, and then, you know, of course, as you've seen the wedding, and at the end she said she thanked both of them because their worlds have been far apart for too long, and there's new beginnings. So it's just a beautiful movie, and if you take from it, there's so many things you can learn from that movie. The harshness of the father, how he could have handled things a little differently with Ariel. It was more of a curiosity that she had as a teenager. He could have worked with that more. There's, you know, she should have been more obedient to her dad. None of that would have happened. But at the same time, you know, both parents realized how much their children loved each other, even though they were from two different worlds, and they finally came together and was happy to see them be together because they realized how much they loved each other and they needed each other. So it's just all around a really good movie. So if you've never seen The Little Mermaid, like my husband has never seen it, he's seen it for his first time today with me, I strongly suggest you get to Disney Plus or Paramount, and it shows up on Paramount, or where you can rent it somewhere. Get it rented and watch The Little Mermaid. you will not be disappointed. Whatever you do, keep moving, keep eating healthy, don't give up. I hope you enjoyed this review. It's your first time for you. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment with ones who might enjoy this. Have a great night.